So, you may be familiar with the work that we have done on this channel against, I guess you could call this person a mini boss. Definitely not a rival, but a mini boss. Someone that you just spend a little bit more time on than a normal goon, right? Because this person is not only particularly dumb, but particularly mad at me. Can you guess who it is? Can you guess? Nope. 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 You're wrong. You're wrong. Jebaited, chat. Get jebaited. It's your favorite puppeteer. It's Mimzi Moon. She's very mad at me. Anyway, and this says, because I called her out and said, like, obviously you're doing a show for children. Now, this show is intended for ages 13 and up. Look at this. I've literally changed her channel by calling her out. Don't let the puppet fool you. This is not a show for little kids. This is an eccentric political and social parody comedy show for teens and adults. And Mimzi has got some serious truth bombs to drop today. You're not going to miss this one. If you... Look. Kind of the theme here on this channel is, while we talk about serious things, I don't take myself too seriously. You know what I'm saying? We humble ourselves every time we turn this camera on. I am but a humble cornman, and I am paid to dance around and entertain the populace. Don't describe your own opinions as truth bombs. Like, what the fuck is that about? Truth bombs. That is some dog shit. Anyway, so this is Mimzi Moon. You may have seen this video on other channels, because again, of course, I take a little bit of a break for the holidays, and good stuff comes out. December 24th, this came out. I was busy. I couldn't have done this, so it's about a week old at this point. You'd better ask Santa for some self-respect. No ho. Learn to love yourself. This is... I'm going to go into it right now. I'm going to warn you. I'm going to give you a warning. This is a video in which Mimzi Moon just slut-shames the whole time. Oh, yeah. So look forward to that. Let's fucking go. Oh, it's loud as fuck. Oh, my God. Cool. Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot she does songs. I literally purge this shit all the time, and it's, oh, God.
It's a beautiful day in Snortling's Hollow. We could learn a little something. Would you like to follow? They're pulling you left, but you might want to go right. Let's take a little trip and it could shed some light. If you don't...
Okay. All right. If you have a passion, I want you to follow it. I want you to. If someone in your family has a passion, I want them to follow it. If it's anything like this, I want you to tell them to stop. Because you deserve the same respect from them. You should be told to stop. There are some passions that aren't good for you. This is one of them. This is not a good passion to follow. We've talked about this before. Mimzi, she has some talents in other places. Where'd it go? Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. This, for instance. Oh, yes. This is a signed Mimzi Moon exclusive from her Patreon, thanks to Singing Reaper, who is a fan of mine, and I believe her only patron, or one of two. So as you can see, there's some talent here. By the way, this showed up shattered. Glass everywhere. The frame was busted. So this just came out of the whole thing. This is actually, so if you see any damage on it, like right here, that's because Mimzi Moon sent this to her patron. It broke. She sent another one that was broken as well. She literally sent 2 broken Patreon rewards for her first ever patron. Hilarious. Not a joke. I spent some time with my 3-year-old niece, played one of your videos with Mimzi. My niece knocked on the door during her singing and said, "Uncle Brian, this music isn't good. Please stop." Wow. Singing Reaper, I'm the only one on the tier. She still hasn't even sent the December award. Oh, no. So, yeah. So I have signed Mimzi merch, which is dope. But you can see, like I'm saying, like the point was, look at that, look at this, look at this. She's pretty good at making minis and stuff. Follow a passion. Follow that one. Instead, puppet show. Right-wing puppet show. Wow.
Don't agree with my point of view. You don't have to make a big to-do. Just watch another video. Who's stopping you? We're not trying to tell you what to do. Today's show is brought to you by the Snortlings Hollow merch shop. Check out my awesome designs that you can't get anywhere else. Link in the description below. Merry Christmas to all, and welcome to another
By the way, we will be doing merch this year, so prepare your buttholes.
fantastic
Or your bodies, the rest of it.
episode of Adventures in Snortlings Hollow. I am your hostess with the mostest, Mimzi Moon.
What was with those models? Oh, those were standard models that happen when you have merch shops. They just have, like, it's just, you know, superimposed on the image.
And Piper's running fashionably late as usual, but I don't mind because this gives us the opportunity to check out her Christmas decorations. She's always so extra. Let's go.
Lily loves stuff. Even your conservative mom roasted this lady. Wow.
Wow, this looks great. Piper, it's time for the show. I love your Christmas decorations. They're holiday decorations. Oh, damn, sorry. I mean holiday decorations.
I need one of you, please, for the love of God, turn off the internet. I won't be able to stop myself. I need you to stop the internet from happening, okay? Turn it off. Hack the mainframe.
So, are you ready for the show? Let's do this! All right, friends.
What the fuck is that? What is this Cyclops? What's that horrible monster? Normally I could stomach the stuff you show on stream, but Mimzi is my limit. How dare you?
Let's welcome Piper to the show. Hello, everyone.
Piper Strawman. Piper now has a last name, and it's Strawman.
It's me, Piper. Hey, Piper. So, in the spirit of the holiday...
Wait, is Piper a lady? Has Piper always been a lady? I thought Piper was a guy last time. Or wait, was that a different... Oh, that was a different puppet. I forgot. Yeah, never mind. I remember now. That was a different puppet. The radical centrist who was just exactly like this puppet.
I have a joke for you. What did Santa say when he came down the chimney and saw you, your mom, and your sister?
I'm going for a pack of cigarettes. Actually, my dad basically said, "Hurry up! I gotta go to work." I don't have a puppet today. That's okay. I don't have a puppet. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not wearing socks. What will we do? There's no way. There's no way to know what we'll do here. Okay. I guess we're just going to continue without my own puppet. That's fine. Where'd Sock go? No, I'm not taking the hat off. Fuck you, Flever. Tell me. I'm not taking this off. Are you kidding me? We've ascended. You don't unascend. Sacrilege.
What? Ho, ho, ho! What the? Mimzi! Hey, I met your mom and your sister. I think the joke applies. Are you sure Santa wasn't talking about you? Well, you definitely got a point there, but I've changed, so give me a little credit.
So Mimzi is so bad. When I did her stuff on my stream, I had people that had to leave for a bit because she reminded them of how their abusers talked. Wow, yeah.
Whatever, Mimzi. Let's just move on to the theme of today's show. So, what's it gonna be? How you long for the good old days when Christmas was about the birth of Christ? Or how saying Happy Holidays is for libtards or something.
Wow.
Have you ever heard me say libtards? Yeah.
Twice
That's kind of
now.
like in the first idea. What first idea? I would like to address the topic of the ho-ho-hos. Oh, hell no, Mimzi! You're not going to judge women for expressing their sexual freedom and personal autonomy, are you? Aren't you supposed to be libertarian leaning or something? What gives you the right to tell people what to do with their bodies? Calm down. I never tell people what to do.
You're calling them hoes? What are you talking about? You're literally what? You're literally denigrating them right now. What? What? You literally tell people what to do constantly. Bob Matiz, thanks for the prime. Maze B Corn Daddy. Maze B, Bob.
What? That's all you do? Not me.
Yes.
I just give my point of view and invite people to decide for themselves
No, you don't!
what they believe. After hearing different information, if you still believe that being a big ol' hoe is the right choice for you, then by all means, do you, I guess.
Does that sound at all like a libertarian approach? Does that sound like a libertarian approach to that? What that sounds like is, well, I'm not going to legislate it, but I'll use incredible social pressures to make you feel bad. How is that a libertarian approach, you dum-dum? She is so bad. She is so bad. Ah. By the way, was it yesterday or the day before? Shuan had made a video, and she watched the one where Mimzi is like, Jake, I'm done with you, Jake. And, well, there was a, there was a moment where Shu described the two of us, because Shu is very nice to people when I don't think she should be. Well, maybe not should. That's a weird way to phrase that. I'm in control of your opinions. No. I think she just has a lot of leniency where maybe it's not super beneficial, I guess. Especially to lefties. It's a situation where there's a lot of leniency given where I wouldn't give leniency and don't, or warranted or do, yeah. So I tweeted this. I thought it was funny. I don't know. She said good call, baby good cop.
That's true. That's fucking true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean, that's true. Yeah,
I'm the bad.
That's true.
I'm the bad cop.
That's true. That's fucking true.
She called me the bad cop.
That's how it is, dude.
Yeah. She called me the bad cop and her the good cop. I definitely agree. I'm the bad cop. Definitely. And that's fine. I'm fine with that. Because fuck Mimzi. She's a bad person. Crusader37 Gamer. Thanks for the 2 months. Let me get this straight. She claims to be for freedom of choice, but in reality she doesn't want females to do whatever they want with their bodies. Tell me how that was freedom of choice again. I don't know. The straw man thing legit makes me wonder if she's not sending signals saying like, I'm scared. I feel like there's a lot we aren't seeing, and I'm like a little nervous. I need to stop smoke. What? 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 All right, just stream of thought donos from Singing to Death tonight. Nice.
But keep in mind that there are ramifications for your ramifications. And besides, libertarians don't necessarily believe that people should live their lives free of morals. Only that the government has no business deciding what those morals should be or to be able to enforce them.
If you're actually libertarian, you wouldn't put social pressures on people to live a certain way either. But again, it's just another situation where your boy is more for freedom than you fucking are.
Okay, so what are you gonna do then? Slut shame women?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems like a good place to start. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I mean, saying I'm gonna shame people makes me sound like a total jerk, but I don't actually think it's good for people to live without shame. I don't think that all choices, even bad choices, are equal and equally worthy of praise and should always result in
Here I'm blasting Skrillex right now, nice.
equal outcomes. But like I said, if you believe that sleeping around is a good choice and you've made a conscious and educated decision to live your life this way, and you take responsibility for the outcome, you leave children out of it, and the people you interact with are all consenting, I don't have to like it or accept it.
Leave children out of it? What did that mean? Was she talking about pedophiles? What? They can't consent, so the consent part was where that was covered. I don't know, it was weird. It's weird. Like assuming, I don't know, maybe it's because she framed it because it's sluts. Like assuming if you're promiscuous, suddenly children are on the fucking table. Like what? What?
It's your business. But if you're listening to my show, you're going to hear my opinion on it. And I think it's bad for individuals and for societies. And if you're a slut, shame, shame, shame.
How in the world can you be nice to this person? How can you be nice to this person? Explain it. Explain how she says words that she says, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna be kind in return to that. Fuck! Can't.
What the hell? Weren't you a hooker? I mean, a sex worker? Actually, Piper, I prefer adult entertainer. Nah, I was a hooker. I ain't gonna front. In times like this, I'm glad my husband doesn't watch my shows. But if you ever do, sorry babe, but you knew what I was before you got with me, so yeah.
I'm not surprised that her husband doesn't support the program. By the way, not all sex workers are hookers. A sex worker, like you don't have to have, a sex worker can be anyone that just has nudes, something like that. You're in the business of selling sex as part of the product is a sexual thing. You don't even necessarily have to do sexual things without the intent of it being sexual for someone else. I have a friend, she's been a longtime fan of the show. Her name is Quinn, and while she does do porn, like her own thing, and she deals with clown fetishes, find Quinn on that Miss Quinn if you're into that, I guess. So we follow each other on Twitter, and over the years, and although I have never subscribed, I have. It's her account, and so you see what she does from time to time, and there's some stuff on there that are specific to people's fetishes that are sexual only if you find that thing hot. For instance, an endoscope in the mouth or listening to someone's rumbling tummy. Like, that is sex work without sexual explicit content that most people would agree is sexual. These are the types of things we're talking about when we talk about sex worker. A hooker, the way you so graciously put it, is what usually sex workers call full service. Because hooker is a derogatory term most of the time. Some people, if you self-identify as that, as a sex worker, that's also fine. But usually it's like sex workers first. And the reason we use this term, Mimzi, sex worker, is first of all, it is encompassing and it just, shows. And then you can describe from that point what you do. Sasha and Anna Valley, and they do totally different things. Tentacle Alien Man, thank you for the 6 months. Yeah, sex work is, I would say models are sex workers as well, although to a lesser extent, to the point where I think it covers the breadth, but I don't necessarily think that you need to consider yourself that or label yourself as such, just because of the societal expediency of not having that label attached to your brand. But anyway, there's so much that goes under the gamut of sex work. It's just like, it's really stupid to just say, well, you're all whores. It's like, there are people that have very committed relationships that just sell sex content with that individual partner, and that's just like the whole thing. Or alone, even. Spicy take, but lewd art commissions are sex work. It's a version of it, yeah, for sure. And again, you can talk about it with different people, and you'll come out with different answers. Some people will be like, well, that's sex work, sure, but it's not like sex work. It's not like, you're not you're not showing yourself, but then it's also an expression of self. Do the art. So yeah, I mean, wherever that conversation goes, it runs the gamut. And it doesn't necessarily have to be fucking prostitution. Such a fucking archaic way to look at sex work.
Not only
Thoughts on men who pay for sex? Prostitution should be legal. Thoughts on anyone who pays for sex? I don't care. I don't care what you are. Just you should literally be able to make a transaction with another consenting adult to do adult shit if you want. It doesn't exploit anybody else. It's like kind of the most libertarian thing you can be for, right? Esoteric LB, thanks for following. I genuinely can't think of a moral argument to not legalize and decriminalize prostitution. There's no reason for it. Just do it. Not only that, it's safer for everybody involved. It's safer for clients. It's safer for the workers themselves. You can regulate it. They can actually be taxed in a way that makes them, not have to sort of, if you make your living a certain way in America, depending on what it is, drug war very similar. You can't necessarily be taxed for that. That takes money out of the economy in general, as conservative capitalists should like that. But even so, it just allows you some benefits that maybe you wouldn't get otherwise. Allows you in different tax brackets, could help your credit, stuff like that. But even beyond that, like the healthcare services involved, the testing involved, making sure that people that come there are clean and have a recent STI check. You can also hold people liable if they don't. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. I don't know. And support your sex workers. Safe sex is extra pog? Absolutely, that's the point. The only argument I have against it is that it becomes legalized. It will eventually be made into a business venture with the boss, which creates exploitation. Well, yeah, but I guess I would assume... I think it's so far down the line that I don't think we're going to have those kinds of structures by the time we legalize it nationally, I guess, is kind of the idea. It comes... you have to have healthcare before you have prostitution, you know what I'm saying? I think. So especially just socially, I don't think we would do prostitution before we do something like healthcare. This does make a lot of sense. Yeah, but anyway, we could talk about prostitution forever.
Was I a hoe, but I was a slut too, and I think that if anything, it gives me more of a right to talk about this subject and not less. Oh, gross! Nobody wants to hear about this.
Yeah, brothel co-ops is kind of what I was assuming would happen.
You're old. Hey, I wasn't always old. Oh yeah, you used to be hot. What happened? And anyways, I've changed my ways. What about you? What about me? I'm still young and hot. I'm gonna have a good time. And speaking of having a good time, what's up with Milo? Oh, I was waiting for you to bring him up. I see the way you looked at him when you see him in the neighborhood.
I'm sorry, is she writing into her own fucking show? A puppet affair? I'm so fucking tired. I am so fucking tired.
I don't think that feeling's mutual, though. Please, he totally wants this. The only reason he's salty now is because I rejected him in high school. I could have him anytime I want him. You think so, huh? Oh, I know so. Okay, then. Well, aren't you going to tell me why I can't? No, you can. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Here comes the slut shaming. Piper, you know that action.
Wait. Does this imply that Piper is out there getting piped every day? It sounds to me like Piper just wants to fuck one person. Is the puppet fucking all sorts of, like, what? Like, hell yes, this is the Vatican. Get me your strongest holy water. This is incredibly cursed. We need a like a real life cleric to burn some sage. I need a shaman. I don't know. I'll even take the UK shamans. I'll take those too.
Actions have consequences. So if you decide that you want to be promiscuous, I think the negative opinions of others are the least of those consequences.
But literally, that's the pressure that you're putting on people with your argument, is this specifically the social pressure of it. If the puppet part is this bad, how fucking bad is the Snortling's hollow part? Oh yeah, I forgot that she always goes to another dimension.
Would you like to hear some of the rest? No! Okay then.
Are there puppet STDs? I don't know. Oh, sorry, original Lila. Class change. Real rough one.
I guess that's it for today's show. Bye, friends. Ha ha. Okay, go ahead and tell us your stupid opinions. At least hear me out before you say that they're stupid. Just go. Okay, well, I'm fully aware of the hate I'm going to get for this, but I believe the points I'm about to make are valid and deserve to be heard.
Having an opinion doesn't make it valid. Dum-dum.
As always, I invite you to listen to different opinions and make up your own minds. The biggest problem that I have with hoes is that I believe that they're one of the biggest contributors to the decline of America as we know it.
I can't even laugh at that. What the fuck? I see some of you are able to laugh. How? How did you muster that? How did you muster happiness and joy from that? Promiscuous individuals are leading the decline of America? Not right-wing extremism. People fucking in their own homes. Wow. Okay. Let's see what the explanation is. Dusty, rasping cough sound echoing from the burnt-out husk sitting in front of the computer. God damn it, Logart.
In other words, you think we got issues? Blame it on the hose. How dare you? That's total crap. Everyone knows that we can trace all of the problems in our country back to straight white men and the patriarchy.
Wow, 2016. Okay. All right. All our problems? No. A lot of problems. Straight white men. Straight white men are not the system. Straight white men are the demographic within the system. Yeah, you have to look at the system. I mean, straight white men, hi, one of them. Sure, there's some things that need to be addressed, specifically from a systemic point of view, though. It's the way we're raised. It's not that we're bad inherently. Of course, Mimzi loses the plot on this every time that she hears this. I am white. That's true. Hell yeah, druggery. So the problem with straight white men is the system in which we are raised and taught to act and interact with others. Straight white men are, first of all, women are things that are things. Women are our responsibilities from a myriad of perspectives. You can't be gay. You gotta have a wife and kids. You gotta make more money than your wife. You gotta. I mean, there's so many things. There's lots of problems. Men's rights activists agree with a lot of those problems. They lose the plot as well. But sure, there's lots of systemic things. But you can't. It's not an excuse. You don't get an excuse. I was raised the same way. Turns out you can learn from people if you just listen to them. I'm pretty fucking stubborn. I can't imagine. The fact that there's people out there that are so much more stubborn than me should make me feel better about myself. It doesn't, but it should, because holy shit. There's people that hear good arguments and they just go, no! Like, what? So stupid. Just rough. I don't know who Melon is. Oh. Do you mean Anthony Fantano? Thought you meant yeah, that'll happen. MF Doom is good though. Like, I don't get it, chat. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't get it.
You can't.
Any chance she'll make a far right puppet? She's got a centrist and a leftist one. It's right there. There's the far right puppet. There she is.
Blame women for anything. Oh, sure I can. Well, if you want to get down to the root of it, you can blame it on liberal ideas like the sexual revolution.
The sexual revolution. That's a liberal idea. Okay. All right. So the sexual revolution bad because it taught women that they could enjoy sex, and prophylactics were things. It taught people to have autonomy over their own bodies. Like, at what point do you think that that's a bad thing for women to understand? Like, what? And also you think that, like, hey, newsflash, prostitution's been around since forever. In fact, you know that old Bible? Did you know that temples in the Bible during biblical times, temples devoted to Yahweh, in fact, had temple prostitutes. They would hang out at the temple for the main reason of it was the cultural hub of any location you were in, right? So there were more customers there. Also, men were strongly encouraged throughout the Bible. Christianity, of course, which Mimzi Moon agrees with. It was encouraged to have concubines. Not another wife, although you could have multiple wives. Concubines were non-wife lady household workers that you could also impregnate and have the fuck with, which was probably not always consensual. consensual. Let's just throw that out there. This is not a new thing. Not a new thing. The idea of the sexual revolution was not that like everyone understands that people were having sex before that. You know how I know? We exist, and that's how we do that. The sexual revolution was about understanding that sex is an enjoyable thing. Enjoyable. We enjoy it. You know how I know that? I fuck from time to time. And when I do, it's good for everyone involved.
That normalized and glamorized sleeping around as women's empowerment and freedom when it's really anything but. I'm sure women were sleeping around before the sexual revolution.
Yep.
Well, sure, but not as many.
No, as many. Yes, as many. This is just such a fucking white wasp fucking take here. Did you know that women have always been fucking? Always. Always.
I'm talking about a statistical rise here.
Nope.
Oh, so the statistic of...
I bet if you looked into it, did you know sexology is a real thing? Sex history is a real thing that you can do. Thanks, hello, Jason, for following. Women were definitely fucking. The only thing is they had to keep it, it wasn't as socially, like, just fucking fine. Hey, if you want to fuck, go get that. Go get it. Have a fuck. Preferably, you know, not too much. It's COVID right now, but it's more about that than it is about the fucking. I don't care about the fucking. She had plastic wrap on her arms. I don't know what the fuck. It's like a sheer sleeve or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here.
Women having fun and not having to feel ashamed for their natural desires increased, and that's a problem for you? Yeah, because that's not the only statistics that have increased.
Statistics.
In the 1960s, only about 9% of children were living with single parents, and now it's around 33%.
Oh, wow. Okay. Want to talk about single parentage. I mean, there was literally a weird thing about 50 women and black men. I feel like people knew that people like sex. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, fetishization has always been a thing. The reason that you have an uptick on that, first of all, is just how we keep records. That's the number one thing. You don't have very good records after that. Can anyone figure out why the 40s to 50s, maybe you'd have two parents, and then once you got to the 50s, by the 50s, or the 60s, maybe you'd have less than two parents? Okay, so what's some ideas? Maybe war. Maybe we went with World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. War is a great example. War is a fucking fantastic example of why you'd see a statistical increase of single mothers during that time. Surprise! War! Guess why boomers exist? War! Yeah, weird. Then there was, of course, divorce. Yes, there was divorce. No fault divorce. There was lots of things that went into that. And then later on, you get the drug war, which starts incarcerating, which is why you see the fatherless rate increase significantly, especially in black communities, after the war on drugs happens, which is what, the late 70s, early 80s, right? Was it Reagan or was it... why am I forgetting right now? I always mix up Reagan and Nixon. It was Reagan. I don't know why I mix up Reagan and Nixon, because they're both ghouls. It's almost like statistics with no context means nothing. True. Was it Nixon that did the drug war? Hold on. I'm fucking it up again. Drug war. No, not drug war movie, you fuck. Drug war. When did you start? Nixon. Okay, so I was thinking right. 70s. Nixon. I don't know why I get them fucked up. I don't know why I get them fucked up. I think it's because Because they were both right-wing bad people that were really bad, and they're bad, and they're not good, and they're bad. And then they both had issues with retaining their office. Yeah, and they were bad. Yeah. Reagan's more associated with the drug war because, well, okay, so, yeah, but I want to know who started it. Nixon started the drug war. Reagan ended up coming out because Nancy Reagan was super big on the say no to drugs shit. So, anyway. Yeah. Reagan funneled crack into the inner cities. True! Yeah. Thoughts on Reagan and Nixon being proto-fascist? Well, yeah. Yeah.
So what? We don't need none. Maybe you don't, but kids do. The single biggest determining factor on a person's success in life is whether or not they had both a mother and a father in the home.
No, that's actually not true. You don't need a mother and a father. You don't need a mother and a father. Usually, you need a parent at home. You need just a parent at home. You need a caretaker. You need an adult to be around during the day when you're a child. That's it. Usually two-parent households provide that, but you don't have to be a man and a woman. You can be two dudes, two ladies, two non-binary people, two gender-fluid people. You could be 3 people. You could be 4 people. You could just have a nanny. You could have good daycare workers. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even have to be part of the family. You could have a mima and a papa, which is probably grandparents. Like you just need an adult around. That's it. That's the only thing that bears out good things. And then, of course, poverty. If you're impoverished, you're going to have a worse time. Usually because, and you hear this a lot, single-parent households where they flourish under situations where there was familial support from the external family. Usually someone will say, I had a single mom, and luckily my aunt, my grandma was around, or my grandpa, my uncle, whatever. My aunt that's not really my aunt, but was just a cool neighbor. I had a lady called Aunt Judy. She wasn't my aunt. She was just the neighbor, and she was a really good babysitter. She was just an older lady that lived across the street. We lived out in the middle of the woods, and her and her husband Bill were super nice people. And he died a couple years back. He was always great though. Rode a Harley and had like long hair, was kind of a hippie. Smoked a lot of weed, and I would just sit there and watch cartoons. She'd make me some food, then my mom would be home, and then I'd leave. But she was always super nice, and she had like kids and stuff, and who were older than me, but so they had kids, and I would play with them, and like that kind of thing. Like that was important for me. If I didn't have anywhere to go in that situation, like if I had to just wander the house alone, which is sometimes what people have to do, like 5-year-olds have to stay alone at home because you need to make money because the system's fucked. And how good is that going to be? You're not going to learn good habits because 5-year-olds, turns out, are kind of dumb relative to adults. Not all of them. Mimzi Moon would be an exclusion here. But even then, I would say that Mimzi shouldn't leave a 5-year-old alone, should watch the kid. I think that'd be more beneficial. Just like it. Again, the myth of two-parent household is not real. What's your favorite dessert? Steak. I don't like desserts. Also, that's desert. What's your favorite desert? The Sahara.
Who determines what success is? Conservatives? Well, what I mean is that people who come from single-parent homes are much more likely to do drugs, go to prison, live in poverty, and become single parents themselves.
All of these are symptoms of capitalism. All of them. All of that is a symptom of capitalism. That is not a symptom. That is not a symptom of single parenting. Why is the parent single? Okay? Many reasons, but they get to be. Okay, so what's the problem in there? I can't afford childcare. Okay, now I have to work more because I have to afford everything by myself instead of with a partner. Okay, kid doesn't get as much attention. Okay, also poverty leads to close proximity to drugs because drugs are an avenue towards quick and easy cash when you need it in poverty because capitalism. So if you're exposed to drugs at an early age, if you watch Sunday Service, you'll learn about this. Because I was relatively privileged growing up. I grew up in a middle class white family in the rural areas. I was only poor by like 17 when I moved out of my house. I graduated at 17. I was a little bit early, and so I moved out at 17 and or just after 18 maybe. I maybe had to wait till I was 18 probably, but and then I was poor for a very long time. Working my ass off trying to go to school and stuff. Whereas Arian has like the reverse, where he was incredibly poor growing up, and then by the time he was an adult, he was a millionaire because he went to the NFL. And so we have these like exact opposite, pretty interesting stories, and so that's why we have a lot to talk about and why Sunday Service is so fun. You should come come hang out on Sunday mornings with me and Arian. You'd really enjoy it. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, he's Bobby Fino. He's on Twitch, and he's also a rapper. Bobby, thanks for following. And he's also a good friend of mine. We play D&D and stuff. We're gonna hang out when COVID's over. And yeah, Sunday Service is fantastic. And he is a black man, so he has a very different experience than me. And as we come from, again, kind of literally opposite lives, and we just sort of intersected and became friends. And he was exposed to drugs much sooner than I was, and as such was exposed to sex earlier, because sex is like when you're on drugs and stuff, you're not worried about stuff as much, and when you're drinking a little bit and poverty is involved, and then also when you don't have the education system backing you up. Although his mom was fantastic, but he came from a situation where there was domestic abuse at home, and so there was like problems there. But again, it's due to poverty. It's due to capitalism. All these things are due to capitalism. And when you have a caretaker, you don't have time to go out and like get your hands on weed when you're 12 years old, 13 years old, and just when your hormones are starting to go, you start having sex early. Probably earlier than we would like to, because you're not quite educated on it yet. You don't quite understand consent. You don't quite understand your own body or even who the fuck you are. Like all that kind of stuff that happens earlier when you have poverty involved and lack of not parental supervision, just adults, well-meaning adults in your life. And also, if any of you ever had sex while under the influence of literally anything, it's good. It is good. And so like, to be confused about it, like just literally ask why things happen. Don't go correlation and causation are again not the thing. That's why there's different words. I just it's amazing. Daniel Sloss saying, trying to explain that it's called X. It's on Prime. Trying to explain that capitalism is the problem to these people is like watching an adult play hide and seek with a child. We are all pointing out that we're all pointing at the child, but they keep looking for them everywhere but the actual place. It's nuts, right?
Life is difficult enough without...
Get too dry and laughy for sex on weed? Smoke and then immediately do it. It'll hit in the middle. What if sex wasn't good and never has been? Well, then you might not like sex, and that's okay. That's fine, too. You don't have to like sex. I'm just saying here we're talking about people who are sex people. People that sex. You know what I'm saying? So the conversation is about if you don't like sex. The conversation is about liking sex. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you're ace, you're valid, but this isn't about you. In fact, aces... You just get to sit back and relax and watch all of us sex likers lose our minds. But yes, you are valid, obviously. We're big Team Ace here, okay? By the way, pretty sure you're not Ace. I don't know. Sex repulsed, maybe? I don't know. This is easier said than done, Apollo, but it might be worth seeking mental health professionals about, or You may have, I don't know, I guess I don't know in what way it manifests that you don't like it. If you do want to have it, but when you do have it, it's not good. It could be the partners you've been with. Yeah, did I imply sex repulse was ace, or did someone else ask? Because I wasn't, that was not what I was implying. A friend of mine came out as ace for New Year. Hell yeah. Yeah, it could be performance anxiety. It could be a lot of things. So you can just also yeah, if you just don't enjoy it, it might be a physical thing. I don't know how it manifests, but it might be worth talking to somebody that understands that much better than I do, and see if you can work that out. Because if you want to have sex, here's a little tidbit, baby birds. If you want to have sex, I want you to have it, okay? And I want you to have it in the best way that you possibly can, and hopefully without the anxieties that come with it that just I.W. Curley just talked about. I'm nervous about sex and I'm 21. Yeah, and that's okay. That's fine if you're nervous about it. That's okay. So like you know, whatever hang up you have, you might be able to get over it with assuming you want to get over it. You might be able to have someone illuminate you through therapy or through medication. Also, antidepressants can really fuck that up. Critical Canadian, thanks so much for the tier 2 for 7 months. I hear one of your Discord users is talking to Mimzi in a few days. Yeah. Altered Rin, who might be in chat still. Major Dub, thanks for the 1,000 biddies. Yo, just got here and Jake rocking the corn cap. Looking good on you. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. So, yeah. Wait, are people not literally nervous every single time they have sex? Like, wait. You can't. Okay. I know that's how you feel, but you can't be genuinely asking that question, right? Because of course not. Yeah. Of course not everybody's nervous every single time. I don't know how old you are, but did you say 21 or was that was someone else, right? That wasn't you. Yeah, it was somebody else. Yeah, but it's okay if you're nervous. That's the thing. Nervousness is not a bad thing to have. You can be nervous. That's okay. Yeah. That's fine. 30 and still nervous, but I know most people aren't, and I wish I could get over it. I mean, like, it's not like look, even well-adjusted people have hang-ups about certain stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't yeah. Yeah, communicate the nervousness with your partner, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of it's tied to body image issues. It could be tied it's definitely tied to dysphoria. Probably also tied to dysmorphia, depending on what you got going on. Drinking's the only way you can do that. I would not suggest that that's the way you approach that issue. While sex is pog, being anxious is kind of a boner killer. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Whatever you got going on. The best treatment is to find healthy workarounds. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you address the issue, you know what I mean? As long as you understand that you have a problem with something, address it at your own pace, you know what I mean? That's totally fine. I think there's too much worrying about results rather than worrying about actually addressing an issue. Like if you're trying to address an issue that's bothering you, wow, holy shit, you should feel really proud of yourself. If you don't have the bandwidth to address your issues, don't feel bad about yourself. It's easier said than done. I totally understand. Chrisia, thanks for the 2 months. Did I already say that? But yeah. Anyway. I can't believe, look at this fucking face. Look at this. This can't not be a thing, right? Oh my god. Oh my, wait, I can do a better one. I'll do it right here. Learn to love yourself. Okay. Oh, hold on, shut up. I have to do a tweet. There we go. Yeah. Not to lure from Jake's stream, but if you have questions about sexual issues, I can give loose advice. I'm not licensed. Did Sarah get a Frosty? I have no clue. Probably not. I doubt it. I'd be very, very surprised if she did. Anyway, more Mimzi.
33% of our population at a big disadvantage. Wait a minute! Aren't we off topic? I thought you wanted to slut-shame women. Now you're just attacking poor single mothers. How do you think a lot of single mothers are created? You go out hoeing around and you get pregnant. The dude who knocked you up doesn't want to marry a hoe, so there you go, single mom.
She's so fucking bad. That's not ideal, son. Like, you got flagged because you said Steven Crowder, by the way, and Nergo, which obviously is a misspelling, but it flagged both of those terms. Isn't that amazing?
You're blaming women? What about the guy?
She is such a fucking ghoul. She is a ghoul.
Well, men aren't blameless in this either. They shouldn't seek out hoes to sleep with because they're making them think that this behavior is okay.
No matter how much you fuck, as long as it's consensual, you're fine. Do it. This is so fucking gross. She's so... I want to report this video. Holy shit.
Oftentimes a woman is not just sleeping with a guy simply because she's horny. She thinks that sex is how she's gonna get the guy hooked and make him fall for her.
Oh, wow.
And guys often take advantage of this. But y'all are just hurting and enabling each other because now guys are just free to be losers and deadbeats. These guys know they're still gonna get laid. So ladies, when you just give it away so freely, we're doing men a great disservice. It's our job to bring out the best in men. It's one of the reasons we need each other.
It's our job to bring out the best in men? No, it's fucking not. It is not your responsibility to improve a man. What the fuck? This is disgusting. Disgusting.
So, if you're a hoe, you can stop wondering what happened to all the good men, because you're what happened to them. Well, I can't wait to see your comment section after this shit gets out. Are you honestly saying that single mothers are all hoes? Of course I'm not making such a general statement about the entire section of our population. You can never say that all people from any such and such group are all the same way. We're all individuals. And I realize that many women end up in unfortunate circumstances that were beyond their control.
Fuck off.
Maybe they did everything right and they were a good girl and they got married.
Oh, you did everything right. You were a good girl and got married. You know, the right way to live. I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking mad.
And all that, and then their husband just like started cheating on them, or he ran out on them, or started abusing them or their kids, or maybe he died, or maybe two people were in a stable relationship, the birth control failed, and the guy couldn't handle the responsibility, and well, you know, shit happens. Or maybe she was the victim of an assault and she bravely decided to keep her baby. I know that many mothers have had to make difficult decisions and they've had to make the most of bad situations.
Oh boy! Oh boy! I'm so fucking mad. Why? She gets under my skin, dude. I have talked to Nazis. John Doyle doesn't make me this mad. John Doyle doesn't even get close to this. Sticks and Hammers, Sargon, Dave. None of these guys make me this mad. Like, she's genuinely a fucking ghoul person. She's so bad. She is a bad Jeremy doesn't have nearly that much sway over me. He makes me laugh. He's a trash bag.
And then they've stepped up to the plate and did a good job of raising their kids, and that their kids have gone on to live good lives.
What's a good life? What's a good job raising your kid? What? What?
And yes, these women deserve our admiration and respect. But these women aren't really the women I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the women like me, the ignorant women. They're all out there.
Oh, it's okay because she was ignorant. It's okay because it comes around to critiquing herself? Fuck off.
Slutting around and partying and making bad choices, getting knocked up, having a bunch of partners in and out of their kids' lives and seeing nothing wrong with it. Even expecting to be admired as strong, independent, single mothers. Y'all think you rock? Well, you don't rock.
Y'all think you rock? Well, you don't rock. Okay? Y'all think you rock? You don't rock.
You're hurting yourself, your partners, your kids, and ultimately our entire society.
Oh, no. It's not for children, see? Don't let the puppet fool you. This is not a show for little kids. After I called her out, she changed her bio.
We should stop accepting and even celebrating this type of behavior. So, here I am, slut-shaming you. And maybe someone will even hear my message and take it to heart. I'm not telling you to hate yourself. It's not who you are.
You're the worst.
It's just what you're doing. And you can stop what you're doing right here, today. People often want to justify their bad behavior instead of experiencing
What is the bad behavior? Bad behavior. Jesus fucking Christ.
reflection and admitting their mistakes. It's much easier to make excuses and to blame others than to accept responsibility for your own actions. And believe me, I know.
Wait, do you hear something?
Like what?
Like the sound of hundreds of mouse clicks as your viewers decide to go watch something else.
Hundreds? Yeah. Since December 24th, I got 263 views. 100. Exactly hundreds. Christ.
Okay, well, maybe it's time to switch gears. Would you like to take an adventure to Snortling's Hollow?
No.
Or maybe a walk down Paisley Lane?
Are you asking me if I'd rather be preached to by your daughter or by a bunch of hobbits? I guess I'll take my chances with the Snortlings. At least I'll be able to see my cute little avatar.
Okay then, to the lamp!
All right. I think I'm gonna make a call here and say that we need to do this in 2 parts as well. What do you say, chat? Vork Void, thanks for the 7 months. These videos are too long. She does too many wrong things. Yeah, I think we'll take a little bit of a break. Yeah, I know it gets worse. People have been saying it gets worse. So we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll finish the video. We basically are right in the middle of it. So that's that's part 1 of Mimzi Moon's terrible slut shaming video. Oh boy. Oh boy. You're calling it 3 parts? Oh god, is the Snortlings that bad? Is the Snortlings part that bad? Because I know that Paisley shows up around the 20-minute mark, right? Jesus Christ. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This video made me feel like the child that got punished by a parent with no explanation why. Here's some bits of pain. All right. So we'll push that to the back. We'll do that again tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow night as well. Probably earlier, probably 8 o'clock. We're gonna have a more strict schedule next year. The end of the year, I can't guarantee next year, but this year we should be much better because we're used to this now. Jake, Mimzi reminds me of every middle-aged born-again Christian that are ashamed of their fun days and act like they have slut shame because they're now saved. So stupid. So dumb. Real dumb.